everybody. We wanted to take a little bit of time to share some further details about Strategic REI to dispel some myths and misinformation out there. So I asked Carolyn to join me to record a little video, kind of an explanatory video, to share with you what this is all about. So as most of you know, I'm Lauren Cohen, international lawyer and cross-border expert, and I'm here with my partner in Strategic REI, Carolyn Gallardo, who is currently in Calgary. And the weather is changing there as it is in most of Canada. So now is the perfect time to really pursue this. So Carolyn, while I'm about to share the slides, maybe you could quickly introduce yourself.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Carolyn Gallardo, and as Lauren mentioned, I am working with Lauren and the team and our clients that come in looking to get an E2 visa in the US is usually the starting point. And my work with the clients is really to guide them through that process, especially in the first phase. And we'll share a little bit more about that.
So our program is called How to Immigrate Through Real Estate, and our flagship solution is Strategic REI. It's a business in a box solution. It's a one-stop shop where everything is included except the real estate. Disclaimer, of course, because I am a lawyer, I have to make this disclaimer that none of what we share here is legal advice. It's general information, and there's no guarantees of any positive results, although we so far have a 100% track record, and we're planning to keep it that way. Strategic REI, a proprietary business in a box solution, is for real estate investors seeking visas that have a background or passion for real estate investing, are motivated action takers, understand the benefits of getting a visa, and those are available on other recordings. We're not going to go through all of them now. And you're committed to investing in the US, and your budget is well over 100,000 USD, including the real estate. What's included with SREI? Well, pretty much everything is included with SREI. Everything on this sheet is included. This is available as a download on our resources page. We help you build out your business model and customize a business that makes sense for you. Not for us, not for your Joe down the street or your sister or brother, but for you, based on what impassions you and based on what you're passionate about. So you don't have to buy a pizza shop, and I always pick on those darn pizza shops. That doesn't really spark your passion. It's just a way to get a visa. We want to give people a way to get a visa with something that sparks their passion. And that's where Carolyn comes in. Carolyn, maybe you can share a bit of how you work with our clients.
Absolutely. So from what you can see here on this slide, I work with our clients in phase one. And this is really about understanding what your passion is, what you are looking to create in the US, and then how we can make that business model so that it's suitable for the visa, but also that it's realistic in terms of implementing it in parallel with the real estate acquisition. So I help both with the business plan development, the budget for 5 years, as well as the real estate acquisition if you do not already have real estate in the US. And if you do have real estate in the US, the beautiful thing about this model or the SREI solution is that we will work with those assets that you have to see how it would fit into creating a business model, again, that will be suitable for the visa. And also, of course, the most important thing is that it'll fit into the business that you are envisioning to create in the US.
And we don't just give you a one-stop solution. We create custom tailored solutions for you. And everything that we do is customized. We often call it the unfranchised because it's the antithesis of a franchise. In a franchise, I am a franchise broker, so I know this for a fact. In a franchise, there are always fees attached to it, ongoing fees, ongoing marketing fees, compliance fees, consulting fees, admin fees, all kinds of fees that are obligated to be paid no matter if your business is making money or not. In this model, it's completely the opposite. There are no ongoing fees unless you choose to continue with us with our Achieve Post-Visa coaching program. There's no obligation. You don't have royalties. You don't have marketing fees. And even better, you own real estate. And that's the most beautiful part of all, because the real estate is an asset that even if your business, God forbid, fails or struggles, through COVID, for example, what was happening with a lot of these businesses, they were struggling, but they still had the real estate. So there may have been hits on the real estate and the market may have taken a shift or whatever, but at the end of the day, you still have an asset. So that's really everything that's contemplated on this sheet is included in SREI, from tax advice to asset protection guidance to helping with the real estate, helping figure out the location, figure out how to build your business. As Carolyn said, she works with our clients one-on-one on a weekly basis. We custom build a business for you. And everything that we do is in 3 phases. So the first phase is the heavy pre-visa planning, developing your business model and your structure and your setup. The second phase is the actual business plan drafting phase. And then where we take all the information from phase 1 and incorporate it into this nice, neat little package of a business plan that is the single most important document that gets submitted to immigration. And the third phase is the most fun of all, of course, the legal phase, where we look at the petition, we build up your DS-160, which is what you submit to the government, and we develop your source of funds. Now, source of funds is important, and a lot of people don't realize how important it is. It's probably one of the single most important elements of a successful visa petition, because you have to show where every single dollar that's being contemplated as part of the petition came from. Did it come from the sale of a home? If so, how did you buy that home? Did it come from an inheritance? If so, where did the inheritance money come from? So we have to trace it to make sure that it's kosher and legal and not, from terrorist acts or drug money or anything like that. Now, if you come from Canada, it's much easier than if you come from a country that is less compliance oriented or less oriented to filing tax returns, for example, because in Canada, you generally can't get away without filing tax returns, although we know some people do. But it's all about reporting and making sure that you maintain proper records, because we're going to need those. So there are multiple types of real estate investing that can qualify. Our favorite one right now is co-living, which I'll let Carolyn explain a little more about. The only one of these that could not on its own independently qualify for a visa, and by the way, flipping combined with some buy and holds can also qualify, is REITs and syndications, because generally a real estate investment trust, a REIT, is passive, as is a syndication where you have multiple investors. However, if you're the general partner or you're the one funding the REIT or the syndication, you may well qualify by building that business model out and raising money. But again, we have to maintain compliance with securities laws and all that fun stuff. Carolyn, maybe you could share a little bit about co-living, because it's
Sure.
our sweet spot these days.
Absolutely. Yeah. As Lauren mentioned, for most of our clients, I would say probably in the last year, the focus has been co-living, which also falls into midterm rentals. Midterm rentals have taken a huge advantage over short-term rentals, is what we've seen with regards to cash flow. And so with the co-living space, the returns that we are seeing from our clients are incredible, to say the least. Definitely significantly better than short-term rentals. And there's a huge demand for it. So just like I think probably anywhere in North America, there's shortage of housing, particularly affordable housing, and especially for those people that are, the working class that are here, single, or they have their families in other countries and they're just coming here to work, or they're traveling to other cities or states to work. There is massive demand for room rentals, and with these co-living spaces, you are able to provide fill in the gap of this need. And also, because a lot of times people, when they think of co-living, they think that this is just, having people, for example, that need an affordable place to stay. But one of the things that we are seeing with our clients is you can really make it a niche focus if you'd like as well, because as I mentioned before, there's a lot of professionals traveling, needing places to stay. So this would be more affordable than renting a whole Airbnb on a month-to-month basis. So there's a lot of companies that are looking more at the co-living space as well for, like traveling nurses and other professionals that need a month at a time stay. So it is a very exciting vehicle in real estate investing right now.
Thanks. And the key is it's really taking a single family home that's not in an HOA most likely, and turning it into almost a multi-family home, a multi-room home where they share the kitchen and share other facilities, and they have private rooms and often private bathrooms. So it turns your maybe $1,500 return on your single family longer term investment into a $3,000 or $4,000 return because you're renting to multiple people. The other beautiful thing about co-living is that it can, for many people, if you're building your business across state lines, lead to what's called a national interest waiver. If you qualify and have certain credentials, then you can potentially have a path to a green card after you get your E2 visa. And we love that because that's a great option for people, especially those with younger families that want to have a longer term stay here in the US. We created this over COVID, actually, 10 steps to immigrate through real estate. Rhymes and it's cute and it's catchy. And it's a comprehensive guide and all-in-one package. I'm not going to go through each of these elements, but this is available as a download on our resources page, and you can follow along and learn about it. And there, basically everything in here is relevant whether you're getting a visa or not. The only two that are only specifically relevant for visa purposes are 9 and 10. Everything else, like figuring out your investment and cross-border tax guidance and asset protection and professional consulting and of course financing, is relevant no matter what you're doing, because at the end of the day, you want to have a strategic plan for your investment. You don't just want to haphazardly invest and not really know what you're doing. You want to have a strategy, you want to have a plan in mind, and you want to make sure that all of your assets are protected and that you're avoiding double taxation and so on and so forth. So all of this is included in all of our services. So there are two main packages that we offer. One is our full service package, which is usually offered to those that do not yet have real estate in the US. You may be a successful real estate investor in your home country, but that doesn't mean that you know how or to invest or analyze or consider or look or review your options or do your due diligence. So we created this package. It takes 3 to 6 months in total to implement. It's a 3-phase program, as we discussed. And most of the time, the clients don't have properties in place. So it's full service. Everything is included as we outlined on the prior slide. Current price point for this, which is obviously subject to change, is $100,000. That $100,000 covers everything except the real estate and filing fees. So people often ask, what is the total budget? And we recommend between $250 and $300, including your initial down payments. That's including the fees and your initial down payments. For SREI Light, which is for those that already have real estate in their portfolio, even if it's in the wrong entity structure, we can figure it all out. It can be a little bit faster, more like 3 months plus the time for the interview. And it's between $60,000 and $80,000 currently. Now, well, let's go through the differentiators. So there are multiple differentiators that separate SREI from the rest of the pack, because it is something that we created, and it's something that turns the whole immigration model of we don't like real estate investing because it's an asset and your money's supposed to be at risk, and turns it on its head. So Carolyn, maybe you could quickly go through these while I pull up the other slides I need.
Sure. So as it says here, this is a streamlined, holistic business in a box. So what that means is that as we mentioned earlier, we custom built this business model to the type of business that you envision for yourself in real estate investing. So one of the things that I often tell our clients or prospective clients when we first meet is that this application is purely about the business that is being created, compared to the traditional E2 visa, for example, in real estate, where it would be asset based and you'd have to have a certain amount of real estate to be able to get approved. And typically that real estate cannot change very much because it could impact your visa. In this case, the application is about a business. We work collectively as a team, which I love so much, because through the process, we get to consult with each other to determine the best, not only the best visa application in the sense of how do we put this business plan together so it's going to be a successful visa application, but also what is the best real estate based on your goals and your plans for the US. So we consult with the corporate lawyer, we consult with our cross-border accounting team, and of course with our immigration lawyer. So then we custom build this business for you, with you, I would say. And I work on a weekly basis, as we mentioned before, with the clients to put all of this information together. The beautiful thing is this is not a franchise, so you have control over the business. There's no fees, no royalties, as Lauren mentioned before. Everything is yours, the asset, the way the business is structured and put together, the corporations. And we also, in this process, especially for clients who have no real estate in the US, we connect you to vetted experts. So whether that's mortgage brokers, realtors, escrow or closing agents, we do everything that we can to connect you to people on the ground in the city that you're looking to acquire the property, to make sure that you are in the hands of the right people, because this is where a lot of times investing in the US can go wrong very quickly. Again, this is a visa focused program. So even though we are building a business model that is, has real estate as its assets, we always, as I mentioned before, consult collectively to make sure that whatever we are putting together is going to support your visa application. SREI itself is the operating business, and that is the one that we use to apply for the visa. You get to invest in the real estate freely. So that means that whatever you pick is based on what your business model is. So for example, we have a client right now that his focus is glamping, and that is the real estate. He acquired a small glamping business to go through his visa process. And again, the location and asset does not determine the outcome of your visa. So you are, it's pretty open to any of the states.
I'll just interject something there, because a lot of people
Sure.
ask the question about, do we have to live where we invest? And the answer is no.
Yes.
And that's also super important when you talk about it being location agnostic, because you can invest anywhere in the US and live anywhere in the US. The key is, no matter what, you actually can live anywhere in the world, to be honest. The key is that if you are not living where your real estate is, you just have to be able to prove that you're directing and managing the business. And that's the key there.
Yep. And then additionally, it offers the flexibility for whatever the next phase is going to be for you and your family after you receive the E2 visa. For example, if you're looking to get a green card, we help to build out the business model in a way that is going to allow you to get to that next path if that's what you're looking for. We also provide, again, the guidance, and I help through deal analysis and the real estate analysis to make sure that we're getting the best property and that you're taken care of in that acquisition and closing process.
The key is here in all of this is that in order to qualify with a pure real estate business, you need at least 8 or 10 doors or more, because you don't have a business unless you have that level of investment or in your portfolio. So with this model, you can close and get your visa with 1 or 2 doors in your portfolio at the time of application. So for example, even if you have a flipping business, as long as you have 1 or 2 doors being held at the time of application, you can potentially get the visa. So that's really a beautiful thing. It makes it much more amenable to multiple clients that really are not looking for the struggle that's involved in having all of those properties and acquiring them and the time and so on. The top 10 mistakes that people make when they're investing across borders is that they fail to hire the right team of cross-border experts. They hire somebody in Canada, maybe somebody in the US, maybe wherever they're from. Carolyn went through that herself, and that's part of what brought us together, because she had invested in Ohio and didn't follow the right guidance for cross-border experts just from the US side, and can't do that because if you don't look at both sides of the border, whatever border that may be, whether it's a land border or water border or whatever, you're going to end up struggling through the process. Piecemealing or trying to do it the do-it-yourself approach when your family's future is on the line, not a good plan. Waiting for the perfect time, which is really now, because at the end of the day, you have to stop putting fear in your way. Not undertaking proper due diligence or deal and investment analysis is super important. And Carolyn's going to walk you through the process of learning how to do the deal analysis and due diligence on real estate investing and real estate acquisition. Investing, again, this is not dissimilar to the cross-border expert element. Investing in destination without regard to implications in your home country, very important to consider both, because what legally works in one country doesn't in the other. And you might be able to access certain things that you think are going to be tax benefits in the US, but as soon as you report them in your home country, they could be diminished. Setting up the wrong legal structure can lead to many negative repercussions. Approaching investment opportunities with a one-size-fits-all approach, which is completely wrong, as is approaching it with the same approach as you would in your home country, because everything that we do is customized. Overlooking the importance of accessing a business or investment visa to cross borders painlessly. Yes, you can certainly invest in the US freely from pretty much any country, depending on your home country's restrictions. From Canada, it's no problem. But then what happens when you try to visit your properties or you get denied because they thought that you were going to fill a job or run a business and you don't have the right visa in place? Making investments haphazardly with an inadequate plan is a very common problem, because people just think, oh, it's a great deal, let's make the investment, and they don't set up the right structure and so on. Or investing in a business that doesn't impassion you, which is not most of our real estate investors, but is visa friendly, like a franchise. I don't recommend that, because at the end of the day, you're going to be married to this for some time, and you're not going to be able to renew your visa if you don't follow your passion. And that's super important. Oh, what is your next step? Well, we offer free calls with our team. If you click this link, investingacrossborders.net/team call, and we will put it in the notes, you can access a free call with one of our team members that may well lead to a discounted or free call with Carolyn and/or myself. Right now, things are moving along quickly because the winter is here. So if you want to take advantage of the opportunity, you should do so as soon as possible, because we don't know when we're going to fill our capacity. It could be very soon. We do have a group coaching program that we just launched called Activate Group Coaching. But we need at least 10 of you at a time to be able to deliver that. So ultimately, it's time to take advantage of the opportunity now, because otherwise you're going to be here another year from now waiting for another winter to happen. And I'm going to tell you, as I mentioned in every masterclass, I'm never going to shovel snow again. So even Carolyn gets to go away 2 weeks out of every month because she goes to Jamaica. And so she doesn't have to suffer through the cold quite as much as some of you might. So Carolyn, any parting words?
Just to say that if you are looking for a very flexible path to immigrating to the US through real estate, from what I know and what I've heard from even clients who are not our clients and got their E2s through different methods, this is the best path, as it creates flexibility and offers you the ability to build out your dream portfolio and dream business. So we are very excited to work with each of our clients, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
And it's a relationship. It's not just a number, really. It's truly a relationship. Some clients have even stayed at my home and come to my birthday. And we really build these strong relationships. It's very streamlined. It's very seamless. There's no piecemealing. And you're going to end up getting a business that you love. And that's what we want to accomplish for all of our clients, in a country that you want to be in. And let's just pray for peace all over the world. And thanks, Carolyn, for joining me today. And look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye for now.
Bye for now.